gonna come here and look for add. So it's going to find the add my name button, which is in this activity main XML. And now we have our button. And we can do this. And say when we click, so you have something called a set on click listener. So you're gonna, when working on Android, you're gonna encounter a lot of things called listeners. So basically what that means is it's listening, as per the name, it's listening for something to happen, and then it's gonna do something when that thing happens. So this is gonna listen for clicks. So when someone clicks the button, we're gonna do something. And we want to change the text of this hello world to maybe hello David, hello Elvis. So we are gonna change this to, so this also needs an ID. We're gonna call this hello text. That's, we're gonna come back here, find it, going to find it, it's a text view, and we have what is the name again? Hello text view. And we're gonna call this text. Yeah, we should try and make this for variable names more meaningful, but this is because this is just a simple demo on how we are able to work XML and Kotlin, because this is pretty much what we do on a daily, mostly working between XML and Kotlin. So we're gonna change the text to text hello. Okay, let me see. Mm, fonts. So we're gonna change this to hello, this, and so when we click on the button, we find this hello text view and we set the text. So if you want to find out what else this text view has, you can like look through it depending on what you want to do. Some things don't make sense at this particular moment. But there's a bunch of things you can do. You can check how many lines is it in the text. You can check what else is maybe might be useful if you're starting out. Yeah, most of this actually, when people work with text, they don't interact with this stuff as much unless you're doing something a bit tedious or um, something a bit over the normal stuff. So we have this add my name. Yeah, you might also be asking yourself, why is it like at the top and we put it in the, so that's, we have something called layouts, and I didn't choose a layout to actually put it. The layout I chose is called constraint, and it needs to be, it has no, if you click on this, you can notice it's constrained to the sides. Never click on the button, it's not constrained anywhere, so it needs to be to the bottom of hello world. So I'm gonna have to do this. Then maybe put this anchor on the left, put this anchor, another anchor on the right, and maybe drop this anchor down. So if I do run it again, it's gonna be down there, not up here. Let's see. Yeah. So if I click on the button now, see the text changes. Oops, what did I? So yeah, you can just it can't go back, but maybe we can randomize. Yeah, see. So yeah, you can keep on changing the logic depending on what you want to do. If all these views, we call them views, buttons, text views, image views, scroll, switch. Maybe you've seen some of this somewhere. Scroll views, you can guess it's used for if you're gonna have something that needs to scroll. Text, yeah, we have things like taking input. For example, if you want something that takes in like a name, let's see, do we have something that takes in, is this an input text or is this just a text view? Yes, let's say we want this to take in a name, so I'm gonna come to the left, to the right, so that it's in the middle, to the top, and I want it to be to the top. This nice. So you can come here and say the one that take inputs, they're called edit text. So I'm gonna call this edit or name it's text, and it's gonna you can put a hint like you can put a hint. Where's the hint? Like enter your name. So we're gonna read this name, and then when someone says add my name, we attach the name they put in here. We just come here, look for it, find by ID, edit text, my ID dot edit is the one I used. I didn't change it. So my name edit text, change it. Yes, I'm gonna call it my name edit text. Call it name edit text. So I'm gonna take the name edit text. I'm gonna take the text, then convert it to a string, and this is my name. Maybe our name might be empty sometimes, so we can check if my name is so Kotlin has all this helping things. So if my name is not we can say hello and my name. So when you see this in Kotlin like a dollar sign and something, it means this is like a dynamic value. It's gonna change depending on what's passed to it. So it's not as fixed as it was before. Like before it was just David. So you have to like change the name and then run the app again. But this time it's gonna be changed by depending on what's on the edit text. And if we run this, and awesome. So you just come here and say, Paul is my name. So Paul, come here, maybe say my name is Mercy. And I just change depending on who you are. So yeah, that was like a quick overview on how we do things between XML and Kotlin. And it just starts by doing all the small finding view by ID, playing around with a button, play around with. So I'd advise you to just go play around with once you have Android Studio installed, like install the toolbox, and from the toolbox, pick the Android Studio with this white logo. That's the stable one. Then once that's done, it's gonna need a couple of things to install. That we call it SDKs. Yeah, you're gonna have to choose the SDKs that you want to install. It's just gonna pop up automatically if it's the first time you're installing it, and some tools. So I'd suggest to do this when you have a reliable internet connection and otherwise